My name's John Kenyon. I'm the director of the City of Literature organization, and we produce the Iowa City Book Festival as well as the Poetry in Public program. And so I want to thank you for coming out today to the Book Festival. So we wanted to start by thanking the sponsors and partners that made the festival possible. The City of Iowa City, the University of Iowa, the Iowa City Public Library, Prairie Lights, Iowa Public Radio, and the Graduate Hotel. And Think Iowa City as well, sorry. Support was also provided by the Iowa Humanities Council and the National Endowment for the Humanities. I wanted to let you know that between events, you should visit the Author Book Fair that's happening at Merge, right up around the corner here. That will be going this afternoon. You can meet and talk to and hopefully buy some books from many local and regional authors. So the vast majority of book festival events are offered without charge, but they are not free to produce. And we wanted to let you know that donating to the City of Literature by visiting iowicitybookfestival.org and clicking on support is something that we greatly appreciate and helps us to keep doing events like these. We also would like to have your feedback. If you've been just to today's event or other events during the course of the festival, we would love for you to let us know what you thought. You can visit iowicitybookfestival.org, or there are signs like the one by the door there with the orange on it that have a QR code, and it will take you to a survey that you can fill out and let us know about how we've done, any other ideas that you have about what we could be doing. That greatly helps us to try to make what we think is pretty good even better. So today we are going to start out by hearing from our Iowa Student Poet Ambassador, and then we will move into hearing from many of you who have participated in the Poetry in Public program. So I wanted to start by introducing Lola Nakashima-Brooke. She is the Iowa Student Poet Ambassador for the 2023-24 school year. She's a senior at Davenport Central High School, and she was selected to be the third Student Poet Ambassador earlier this year and then was inaugurated in April. And the Student Poet Ambassador program is a partnership among many organizations across the state, including our own at the City of Literature. And it's a program designed to identify a top student poet in the state who can then literally be an ambassador to go out and spread the word about poetry, to share their own poetry, and to hopefully encourage young students around the state to write, read, and appreciate poetry as well. So Lola was an intern in the Midwest Writing Center's Young Emerging Writers program in 2021 and 22, and has been published in the Atlas Literary Magazine as well as her school's literary magazine, Indigo Inc. And as I mentioned, she was inaugurated in April as our third Iowa Student Poet Ambassador. So please help me welcome Lola to the stage.
Can everyone hear me? All right, good, because I don't want to talk too loud, because I had homecoming last night and I almost lost my voice, so yeah, that too. My name is Lola Nakashima-Brooke, and I am the Iowa Student Poetry Ambassador. When they first gave me the job, basically, they said, you kind of get to do whatever you want with it because it's only existed for 3 years and we don't have like a concrete meaning for it. And I said, okay, I can do that. And a couple weeks ago, I got to go to St. Paul's which is in my school district, sort of, and I got to talk to kids during their Fine Arts Day and teach them all about poetry. A couple months before that, I participated in the All Iowa Reads. I got to go on Zoom and talk with certain authors and help moderate discussions to libraries all over the state. I'm really proud of that. But I do readings like this as well, and I just want to get more into schools, basically make sure that kids around my district and all over Iowa have a chance to go and learn about poetry, because I know it wasn't exactly available to me. And to show you all the stuff I learned about poetry, I have some stuff to read to you. It's 3 poems, not too long, I think. First one I titled An Iowan's Recollections, I'm Applying for College. 2 dogs ran down the street, one big, one small. They go and chase each other into the small hill of neon green grass, lit up by the sun and late morning dew. 5 or 6 boys, at least, 3 of them blonde, ran across the street, and I stopped to let them pass in the night rain. They disappeared through the evergreens, and the dark clouds thickened by rain. Late at night, above the flat grass field in West Liberty, The clouds seemed like molten lava or some sick fungi that drew you in and killed you. But in the daylight before, the clouds formed upside-down salt flats in the northwest sky. The sun still beat down, even though the wind will cut through your bones. The grass is waving in that wind. The ocean that you've wished for is a mile from your house. Trees of all sorts line the highway, the palette of green rolling beneath your bus. Torn fields have that perfect shade of yellow. On their borders are bushes of green and gray, but purple sticks out in dull flashes in the underbrush and dying flowers. Look on to the field, ignore that ugly concrete building, and your vision flies to the horizon, to forever. You're happy where you are if you want to be, even if it only gains beauty when you're about to leave it behind. I'm good. The next one was something that was published in the Atlas Literary Magazine from the Midwest Writing Center. You should totally check that out because it's got poets from not just Iowa, but from Illinois as well, from the Quad City area. So you should definitely check that out because it's not too expensive. This is only $10. They have a website. This one's called Static. 1. There's a photo of us in London from the band trip. We never even dated. It is so dark. I was so cold that night, wrapped in my 2 coats. Extra armor to protect me from what was to come. So why did I take them off? Why didn't I wear gloves to protect my hands as you held them? I was the only clear thing in the photo, the only stable figure, the beacon, the satellite. You were beside me, moving to put your hand around my waist. I still remember your hands, you know that. I remember. You are static, a blur of color and a smile. I see it as the clearest symbol of you and I, what never was. You were spinning out on your way to something, somewhere. I was waiting for you. Someone told me right person, wrong time as a consolation. Your signal was static. I called out once more. We both decided to cut the line. Radio silence. You just wanted to be friends. Radio silence. I don't hate you because I can't. You didn't want to hurt me. You were a pool of good things. I broke calm waters and made it all blurry. I remember that picture and I remember the pain. I see you with a fondness, because all in all, radio silence was preferable to that pain, to the static. I'm glad it ended well, I guess, but, I remember it. I remember you. 2. Westminster and London, the sound of those words on my lips, the crisp vibrations on my teeth and tongue. It feels like your name somehow, too. All harsh consonants with little vowels. Somehow you feel like Westminster, like London, something in the back of my mind that hurts whenever I try to conjure it. It was so cold there, freezing in the nights. I remember my friends shivering as they took the photo. I remember your hands, the warmth from your hands, how badly I wanted to hold them, how everything in that dim light seemed to glow, how you glowed, how I made you divine in those moments. Why did I do that? Why? I told myself not to focus too much on the sensation of grainy fingers and etched fingerprints crashing and smashing into each other, so I focused on your hands, the warmth from your hands as you held mine. I focused on the city, on you. How did you do this to me? Why did you do this to me? I remember your hands, I remember. I sometimes think you are London, you are England itself in my head, to think of, to hope, to dream, to remember you. Okay, and the last one is also from the Atlas, if I can find it again. Oh, here it is. I'm just going to say this one is a little violent, so if you are a little averse to that, I will warn you, but I did sanitize it a little. It's called a Knockout Round with Otto von Bismarck, if that's any hint to what's about to happen. When I am angry, I like to think about taking a baseball bat to 19th century German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck. I tap my feet, I crack my knuckles, my neck, I swing my legs, I flap my hands. I am impatient, waiting in class, in practice, in the car, at work, at my internship. The anger festers and blooms in my stomach, and I need to shove it somewhere so I don't let it sink its claws into the person next to me. I put it in the picture in the back of my head, into something that will hurt no one but myself. Do you know who Otto von Bismarck is? I like to thank him for the unification of Germany, the creation of Germany, in fact. I hate him. Perhaps this is why I want to beat him with a baseball bat. I used to be obsessed with him, but obsessed is not the right word. I just found out he existed, and I simply had to know every fact about his life. He infected me. He jumped out of the Wikipedia page and poisoned me. I didn't even like him. I chose to be angry with him now. I choose to be. So now I dream that I am beating Otto von Bismarck with a baseball bat. My dad has a Louisville Slugger, flame-tempered, that he used to keep under the bed when I was little. I found it in the basement, and I'm chasing Otto with it. You may ask, why am I beating him? Why must you do this, Lola? He's just a poor old man. Of course, in this dream of mine, I am preferably alone fighting Otto, but there may be news cameras reporting on the girl beating up the old man, and I do take questions. I hate Otto von Bismarck, and that's that. Otto, I'm taking your kneecaps. Speaking technically, let's look at the facts. Why would I want to beat him with a baseball bat? We are quite different people, for instance, I am a 17-year-old girl, and he is dead. Perhaps it's the nationalistic aspect. I'm American, he's Prussian. Perhaps it's the gender aspect. He's a man, I'm a woman. Perhaps it's the political aspect. I am a young girl unable to vote, and he is the old man who changed the geopolitical landscape of Europe forever. He ruined it, and you could accuse him of that if you wanted to. And the guy on the sidelines saying, I think this means, or I interpret this as, no, you're next, this is mine and not yours, I am beating him, I. No, he is not my father, he is not my teacher, he is not my brother, he is 19th century German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck, and God bless you, Johanna von Puttkamer, I'm killing your husband. Why? Because I said so. I do not want to give this meaning, I just want to beat you with a bat. Otto, you have eaten away at me, you took my desire for knowledge, you turned it into this parasite, this symbiote that keeps me awake at night, eating away at my body. I am eating back, I am biting. And maybe I'm just beating him because I hate myself. Maybe I'm just beating him. There is no reason. There is no reason to stop. Realistically, I could beat him quite easily. He was in a wheelchair for the last few years of his life because disease ate away at his leg, and maybe there's something wrong with me for wanting to beat him with a bat. Maybe it doesn't matter because realistically it will never happen. And maybe that's why I want to do it. To prove something to myself. To prove myself to someone. So I can look him in the eyes for once. Or maybe it's just because I am a very angry person, but there is no reason for me to take out the anger on the people around me because they are gentle and kind. So I can only dream. I can only dream of gripping the bat as hard as I can and swinging it into his legs and listening to the bones crack under the wood and feel the skin buckle and crack and to see the blood come out of his torso, his legs, his face to watch him bleed. There is no meaning to it. Sometimes you are just a 17-year-old girl and you do not have the heart to blame the people around you. You cannot blame them for how the world is. You cannot blame them for what you have done, so you blame a dead guy. Sometimes you are a 17-year-old girl and you are so very tired. And I think that is why. Because I need someone to understand just how angry I am all the time. And guess what, Otto? It will be you. I need someone to feel just how violent I can be. I need to let out this spew of rage, vomit violence onto you because I think you deserve it. Because I am a 17-year-old girl and I am watching everyone else destroy the world I live in and I can do nothing because I am angry. Because for once in my life, I need someone to see and understand that. He will see me weeping. Otto will hear me crying when I beat him. And no, I am not weeping for myself and my world. I am trying to kill you. Can't you see me? I have a dream where I beat 19th century German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck with a baseball bat, and it is not a nightmare, it is a dream, a wish. I dream that I can feel his bones buckling under the bat, that I feel the vibrations of shattering through the bat, that I can see his skin crack and bruise and split open to bleed, that I watch his head bleed, his torso, his legs bleed, and I'd say cry me a river, but he's bleeding enough. I dream that I keep beating him till he's dead. I dream that I keep beating him anyways. I'm not sure that it matters. I'm still angry either way. That's all I have, folks. Thank you very much. I'm really excited to hear everybody else read, and thanks again for letting me read.
All right, we're going to start with Lauren. Are you here, Lauren? No, maybe you are. All right, Graham, come on up. And you have a choice, readers. You could read from this podium or you can read from the microphone over there, whichever you prefer. Yeah, let me dim the lights. Oh. Is that all right? Okay.
Okay. Chains of inequality. Injustice thrives where inequality lies, a system rigged to favor specific ties. The marginalized suffer while the privileged reign, a vicious cycle repeated again and again. But we will not be silent, and we will raise our voices, demanding equality for every race and choice. For only in unity can true justice prevail, and the broken system we will finally unveil. Thank you.
All right, is Rose here?
Snowflakes, oh my. It's not rain, but it falls from the sky in tiny balls. Each one's different, like a surprise. Small and flecky before my eyes. I catch it on my tongue, so sweet. Winter London can't be beat.
That was so good. Good job. You can just. All right. Zena, I'm sorry, pronouncing that incorrectly, but Zainab. All right, here we go.
Ode to Orchestra. It can sound like a sweet melody, or it could be booming with bass. The smell of rosin and paper as sunlight shines through. It feels calm or shaking as the strings vibrate. It moves as fast as your fingers, the bow, as sound waves flow into the wind. The harmonies have the sweetest taste, and it looks like us, a team, an orchestra. Triumphant, this is us as we play our final note.
All right, Philip Beck, are you here? I just got a note that we don't need to lean into the mic, so you could just stand up like that.
Thank you. Every avocado looks wrong, lopsided, too small. Hold one between your fingers. Find if it's ready for choosing. The one you really want is always left behind. Bottom of the bin, green as a grasshopper in the sun inside its pitted midnight skin.
Bird Calls by Charlotte.
When the bird that sings outside my window grows too wise to warble, I will let my own voice break in its stead and think of you again.
Dan Campion, are you here? All right.
Thank you to the City of Literature. This is great. My friend Douglas Airmet was a poet's poet. This is a book of his poems. It's titled Anything But Poetry, which gives you some sense of his sense of wit and irony. When I knew Doug years ago, he did summer work in the cornfields to supplement his teaching salary to support his growing family. As most of you will know, detasseling is a way of removing the tassels from corn so as to create hybrid breeds of corn. And in this poem, the word run refers to a path in the woods. Detasseling for Douglas Airmet. Detasseling, Doug parses lines of Keats and Coleridge and Blake. Past noon, as summer sun inclines, the words get rearranged. They take new shapes. Their husbandman refines on evening walks. Fresh verses spun along Clear Creek by Willie's Run. Thank you.
Park.
burrow through the furrowed brow to mine, untouched, a fallowed ore.
Alyssa.
The orchestra, sounds put into one, a symphony, bow gliding across the strings, soothing, beautiful music, the orchestra.
Mario.
I wrote this poem for my dog Apollo, who I often took on walks. To Apollo, under an auburn crescent sword moon, we cross an empty field, and I gaze up at holes in the dark construction paper of night, starlight drizzling down on the listless earth. While you pant, the off switch in my head clicks. I rub my eyes, early fall gusts whistle to us, emissaries of time calling us to dream.
Asher? Is Asher here? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Jesselyn, are you here? No? And Asher's not here either? All right, we'll just skip. Betsy, are you here? Yes. All right.
In my 80s, I don't know if I'm living on borrowed time or skating on thin ice. Skating sounds like more fun. This time, I will not fall backwards and crack my head. I will be stretching my legs and striding forward at full speed toward the open water.
Cecile and Iman.
Just hit the right key and it'll go to the Arabic version. The right key. This, okay, oh, great.
My friend Iman and I wrote this poem together, and it was a true collaboration, but I'm going to start with the English one. And I'm just going to call out the Arabic words after that, so when she reads it in Arabic, you can listen for those words that we get from Arabic. Arabic at the co-op. In the narrow aisles of this bazaar, I hear my mother tongue, words that sailed across the ocean long ago, while every shelf holds Arabic, reminding me of you. Apricots and oranges, sugar in a jar, golden saffron strands, coffee, don't forget, as if I could forget. Caravanning to the checkout, I scan the magazines. Somewhere a lute? No, a guitar. I hear you raining softly, a warm embrace. The Arabic words to listen for are bazaar, apricots, oranges.
One more the other way.
Yeah, great. Sugar, jar, saffron, coffee, caravan, magazine, lute, and guitar.
هاي العربية في المتجر من مضايق المتاجر العتيقة هاتفتني لغتي الأصيلة عربية محملة عبر المحيط بالزمن الطويل عربية فصيحة تطل في رفوف هذه المتاجر مثلما تدللت من البرقوق واللارنج الثمار وأبرغ في الزعفران العزجدي وحار في القهوة السكاكر. لا تنسيها فإنني لن أنساها. قافلة الكلمات تهدر في المجلات. أهي صوت عود؟ لا، هي قيثارة. تلك العربية الفصيحة أمطرتنا بدفئها الحنين. Thank you.
Reed, are you here, Reed? All right.
The mayfly has a mere 3 hours to live, yet right now she dances in the wind and waltzes on the leaves. She flies at the stars above, unaware of the setting moon.
Okay, next is Haley. Haley Hansen, all right.
Flick of a wrist. One flick of a wrist opens up a whole new world. Fingers lightly dancing across the cover. A crisp yet slightly earthy rich scent twirls into your nose, filling your chest with warmth. Thick black ink traces the page, illustrating a story in your mind and hooking you in with its claws. Twists and turns leave your jaw plummeting to the floor, teeth clenching. The character's emotions bleeding out of the page, reaching you so deep into your heart you sob and laugh. A warm contentment that will settle in your chest, run through your bloodstream upon a happy ending, or the icy cold horror wrapping around you when stopped abruptly with a cliffhanger. Thank you.
Evelyn. Oop. Wait. There we go. I'll go back to the one. Alphabet's hard.
She chooses to wear a cape, yet she's forced to wear a smile. She knows that with every last breath, she'll protect everyone she can. She chooses to build her strength, yet she's forced to be strong. She bears every battle and seethes through the scars on her arms. She'll do what it takes, survive or not, life or death. It's still not up to her to choose.
Jennifer?
Earth Song. From the climate-controlled side of the window glass, whether the low roar of wind rushing through Midwestern woods, or the thunder of waves throwing themselves onto the seaboard sand, the voices are indistinguishable. The singular song of the earth, full-throated, unstoppable. Eyes closed in the dark, I begrudge the window, the roof, shelter. My skin craves feeling drenched in this song.
Is Mary here? She wasn't sure if she could make it. Okay. Alia, are you here? All right. Do you want to stand on the chair? Okay. Be careful.
The beach. The waves on me, licking my toes, the sand beneath my feet. Thousands of tiny shells, the sun shining on the ocean. As I splash and play, not a cloud in the sky. This is my beach.
Nancy?
Luminary. Certainty, like a firefly, darts and hides in the dusk. Under a leaf, it blinks once, and I palm it into a loose fist. I peek between my fingers. It lights and unlights.
Lolo, are you here? No? Okay. Morgan.
A love is strong. With your head against my lap and our backs against the damp grass, I let my hands fall through your hair. The geese lament overhead, and me wanting a love as strong as death.
Henry.
Blue. Cold as ice. Blue sounds like the ocean. It smells like salt. Tastes like fish. Looks like waves. Feels like shells. Moves like water.
Lincoln, are you here? All right. Do you want the chair? It's up to you. You don't have to lean real close. Just stand where you're at.
All right. Buses are. Buses are cheaper than cheap with their fake leather seats. Buses are smellier than smelly, like an unwashed belly. Buses are more packed than tuna fish in a small tin can. Buses are louder than loud. It makes stadiums feel like they had no sound. Buses are older than old. I swear I saw mold. Buses look like sad rectangles with windows and wheels, much worse than high heels. Buses are slower than slow, so maybe next time, walk where you want to go.
Rosalie, are you here? All right. Did I hear yes? Okay, sorry.
Okay. Protect us. We live in hallowed places, lined up neatly on shelves. Our pages are yellowed. Our words are quoted. We make room for the new. We lean on each other, beckoning to open minds.
Danielle Zimmerman, are you here? All right.
Lo, wee acorn, dressed in her best brown hat, promising an oak.
Are there any other poets that I didn't call your name here today? All right, well, thank you so much for being a part of this. It's a wonderful event, and we love to read your poetry every year. Please start writing again. The submissions are open. Just go to our website, Poetry in Public, under Resources. We've got some events the rest of the day. We have a reading at Prairie Lights at 2:30. There's a book fair at Merge right now. There's free coffee in the back. And have a wonderful day. Thank you.